Hello and welcome back to SirKentSaid.com. Okay, so tonight I want to discuss about or talk about a movie that completely flew under the radar, unless you're an action freak like me. One More Shot is a follow up to a movie called One Shot that was also directed by James Nunn. It stars Scott Adkins. If you saw those Russian prison Buikin, if I'm saying that right, movies, you know who Scott Adkins is, and Michael Jai White, Spawn, and the guy knows like all the Batman fucking martial arts. He knows them all. He has black belts and all those. Um, Before I start this review, I want to send a message to James Gunn. Why the fuck have you not cast Scott Adkins as Deathstroke in this new DCU that you're building up? I mean, if there was never a guy, if that Michael dude is too busy on the island making a deal, then it's either got to be Scott Atkins or even Frank Grillo, grizzled old tough guy as Deathstroke in your new universe. You're doing all this other stuff. Deathstroke is an essential part. And for the love of God, could we please go ahead and cast Michael Jai White as Bronze Tiger? Okay, he is not only is Bronze Tiger an anti-hero, but he is crucial as far as networking, the underground stuff you don't know. You go to Bronze Tiger and you find stuff out. Okay, because he's just got his fingers in all kind of pies. And yeah, we need Michael Jai White as Bronze Tiger. I'm just saying. Okay, so now let's get back to one more shot. One More Shot was shot with the intention of looking like the film 1917, meaning from start to finish, it was meant to look like everything happened in one continuous take. Now, of course, it didn't. There was a lot of stitching going on. And of course, it was shot on a shoestring budget, which is kind of obvious, and that's not a slight. If you can make $1 out of 50 cents, you go ahead and make that dollar. And that's what I like about movies like this is they make the best out of what they have to work with. I mean, if you talk to Jackie Chan, Sammo Hung, Donnie Yen, they'll tell you back in the day they shot movies for next to nothing, and they reuse a lot of stuff. Like they didn't have proper inflatable pads for their falls. So they were stacking cardboard boxes and falling onto them. And then after the stunt, the boxes that weren't damaged, they reused those for the next movie or for the next shot. So yeah, you work with what you have. And that's why some of you will laugh at this, but I kind of consider Scott Atkins and Michael Jai White to be kind of the American version of Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung and Jet Li and Donnie Yen because they make the best of what they can or what they have to work with until they get that big shot. James Gunn. So yeah, that's one of the things I like about action stars, action actors, the way they do things. And I was unable to find out how much the budget was for this. It wasn't much looking at it, but that's cool. One of the other things I like about Scott Atkins and Michael Jai White working together is they're friends in real life. I mean, they've done a bunch of movies together, and you can tell that their camaraderie is there, and that is a certain level of comfort you have when you have a guy that you know personally. And when you do things like this, it comes out in the movie because you worked with him before, so you know how he's going to move, you know how he's going to angle, you know how he's going to attack, you know how he's going to come in, and that translates well to film. Something else James Gunn and the rest of the American movie industry needs to realize about these guys: if you give them a shot, it's going to come out looking real good. But anyway, this movie tells the story of a Navy SEAL by the name of I don't know, Scott Atkins character, and it follows up directly in the wake of One Shot, where his team was completely wiped out, recovering this arms dealer in order to drop him off, deliver him to the CIA. In the first movie, his entire team was wiped out except him and the arms dealer. He manages to get them to an airport that has been completely shut down. They've cleared the air. The news media has made up a story to keep everybody away. I mean, the entire airport is there for them, for him to transfer this guy over. And of course, it goes sideways very, very quickly because, as it turns out, this dude has brokered a dirty bomb, get it into the country, into DC during the State of the Union address. But that's not the real end goal. And I'm not going to give that away. But that end goal could lead into a part three of this series, which I'm cool with. I'm there. But yeah, one of the things that he does during the movie is that when he takes a guy out, he strips his kit. His kit meaning his vest, his ammo, and his weapons. If you take a guy out and you don't have stuff, you take it off the dead guy. He's not going to need it where he's going. And that's one thing I can't stand about other action movies is that when they do take a bad guy out, they'll grab a sidearm. Motherfucker, he got like magazines and shit on him. And you're leaving all that behind, but you're going to take one sidearm and the magazine that was in the weapon. It's just retarded. So that is one thing I do truly love about these movies that Scott and Mike make. They make sense as far as action movies go. Um, like I said, they left the movie very, very open ended. And because of that, I do suspect that there is going to be a three, and I am there for it. Um, as far as the rating, because of the budget, I also felt like they were kind of crunched for time as well. I don't think they had this set to themselves for very long. Also, something Jackie Chan knows very well, um, especially Donnie Yen. They know very well. Sometimes you have less than 2 hours to shoot the scene you want. So I get that impression from this movie. It felt like they didn't have the airport for very long. So overall, I'm going to give it a 7 with a recommendation of just pay attention to the way the movie is shot. Pay attention to the cinematography. Pay attention to the fight choreography. That in itself will make it worth it. And those are my thoughts. And I will see you guys on the other side.